Hello there everyone, good evening, thank you for joining me. My name's Ben Hunter and I'm very blessed for you to all be joining me on my journey to happiness and fulfilment today. Thanks for watching. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to be looking at things a little bit more differently to how I have been with my videos recently. I know a lot of my content on YouTube and on my social media channels has been about my spiritual awakening and how that's helped me with my mental health and enabling me to live a better life. Now, a lot of the techniques and methods that I use don't just apply to those that have had a spiritual awakening. They are in fact tools that anyone that's in a particularly bad place or just wants to make a positive change for their life for the good can use these tools and these methods to help you create the life that you want. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set aside all of the spirituality side of things that I've covered quite detailed recently, and what I want to talk about today specifically is a practical tool on how to start to develop the life that you want, start to give yourselves the opportunity that you want. And we start that with something very common that we can all relate to, which is our dreams. So what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be covering a topic called, which is the science of deliberate creation. Now, this is a approach that I've used myself, and I know there's a lot of different people from various different sources that I've connected with and I've seen online that have all used these methods. There's similar methods out there in some self-help books like Think and Grow Rich and various different self-help books for various different avenues to grow your wealth and etc. But what I want to do today is, there's a lot of people out there thinking, okay, I hear what you're saying on the videos. I'm not sure that I connect with the spirituality side of things, but I'm also reaching out for a way to retrain my mind, or a way for me to use some of the content that you're doing without all the spirituality. So if we start with dreams, so really we tend to work on the basis, as a culture, we are widely understood that our dreams, when we go to sleep at night and we have dreams, our understanding or current understanding is that our dreams are trying to tell us something. So we'll wake up in the morning and say, oh, I had this dream about, I don't know, I was riding a ginger cat and there was a castle, and then I was underwater and I was shouting, and what does a dream mean? And I think it's a common theme, whether you're spiritual, whether you're non-spiritual, religious, non-religious, scientific, or in every walk of life, everyone at some point will have a dream that they wonder what the meaning is. And it's a widely accepted thought process, if you like. There's a lot of books you can buy, dream books that try and interpret and tell you what your dreams mean, and all this kind of content. So if we take it that when we dream, when we're in a dream state, our dreams are trying to tell us something. The science of deliberate creation works on the philosophy of, what instead of our dreams telling us something, what if instead we chose to use our dreams to create a future? Now, this isn't something that's uncommon in our early years, before we grow up and we have this rigid social structure of none of this mambo pambo, and as a child you're interested in ghosts, you're interested in science fiction, you're interested in all these different range of things. As you grow up into adulthood, we're conditioned by society into not believing and not relating to. So to use an example, when you're a kid and you're at school, one of the things that you'll get asked by your peers, by teachers, by your parents and family is, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you dream of doing? What do you hope to do today? And we start to naturally think and and be inquisitive about that thought process and think, okay, I dream of being a doctor, or I dream of being a lawyer, or I dream of being able to help sick people. So as children, we are taught this almost like pre-belief that in order to achieve what you want to achieve, you have to dream it. What are your dreams? And this is what the science of deliberate recreation is. It just takes this a little one step further. So to give you an example of the science of deliberate creation, this is used in everyday life, whether you're a spiritual person, whether you're just normal everyday person, whether you're religious or non-religious. And I'm going to give you some specific examples of the science of creation. Have you ever had, and I guarantee that those of you watching now, at least half of you will have had this, have you ever bought a particular type of car? Okay, so let's say, example, you buy a red Honda Civic. Now, once you purchase that car, you immediately start to notice in the following days, weeks and months, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more types of that particular car that you own that you've never seen before. It's like all of a sudden you own this car and then you see them everywhere. Now, this is a science of deliberate recreation. It is your brain in a cognitive state, predetermined to find something that you hold a vibration for, or that you hold a thought process for. It's the exact same thing we use the science of deliberate creation. Those with kids will know this well. When you're in the supermarket doing your weekly shopping, you know there's that one sweet aisle that when you go down, your little kid's going to go, I want this sweet, I want that sweet, I want this sweet. How many of us use the science of deliberate creation in that scenario where we just choose not to go down that aisle? We choose to avoid that conflict of the tantrum toddler screaming for the chocolate that they always seen down that aisle. So we use this in our everyday life. We set a pattern or a vibration for what we want to achieve and who we want to be. So what I'm going to share with you today is a technique that I've used that helps me and helps many others start to get yourself into that positive mindset, into that healthy mind state, and ultimately start to make the progress towards the things that you want to achieve by putting your thoughts into your dreams and creating your dreams. So what I would like to share with you today, and you can feel free to try this, and I welcome your feedback through any of my social media channels. I'd really like to get everyone's involvement in this and see how it's working for them and see what your thoughts and feedback are, because that's the whole reason I do these videos. I was guided to put these videos out there through my own struggles and through my own experiences, and helping myself with these tools to make my life more complete. And that's the only reason I put this out there. I put these videos out there under the thought process that if I can help just one person feel better, then it's all worthwhile. But I do welcome all of your feedback. Anyway, so we're going to go and talk about the visualization today. So it's just a quick 15-minute exercise. Now, what I want you to do when you're getting ready to go to sleep at night, your brain is in a much more receptive state to suggestion, and you really have so much more power over your thoughts and your hopes and dreams at that point. So we're going to try a 15-minute visualization. So what I want you to think about over the course of the day, and try this tonight, is think of a goal that you want to achieve. Now, this goal could be, I want a better relationship, I want a better job, I want to be able to get a degree, I want to be able to travel, I want to be financially free. Whatever that goal may be, I want you to just set that goal. So, for example, one of my goals may be, I would like to be financially free, so I was able to do more of these videos on a daily basis, to start to really travel and help get the spiritual and practical thought process for a healthy mind out into the mainstream. I'd like the financial freedom to do that. So that's my goal. My goal is financial freedom and philanthropy. So what I would do in my visualization when lying in bed at night, for those as you're getting ready to go to sleep, is just allow your mind to drift and dream that goal. So live it. So when I say live it, I mean you can take a snapshot, just a very brief picture of you in that state. So it could be, for example, myself, it could be I've got a dream of one day everyone will attend health and wellbeing centres as much as they do gyms and leisure centres. There will be the same facility for you to go and work on your mind and work on your own mental health as there will be to go and work the guns. So my visualisation might be seeing myself in one of my wellness centres. But it's not enough to just visualise the goal. You need to delve a little bit deeper. So what does it feel like? How do I feel? How do you feel in that dream state where you're in that goal? So how does it feel for me to be walking through the corridors of the wellness centres that I've set up? Or if your dream's to have a better relationship, how does it feel when you visualise and be in that place? How does it feel in your heart? What does it look like? So really start to identify the colours on the walls, where you are, the sights, the colours, and everything around it. Start to really build that physical picture in your mind. What does it sound like? So, to use my example of wellness centres, I can then hear lots of people doing meditations, doing mindfulness. I can hear the hustle and bustle and the buzz of people really feeling great about themselves and starting the day. For you, it could sound like, I don't know, if you were dreaming of being financially free, it could sound like this. You could be on the beach and you could hear the ocean because you could travel whenever you want. Now, what I want you to do is when you think of this goal and you start to imagine yourself in this goal, like you've already achieved it, you start to look at what it feels like, you start to see what it looks like, you start to think about what it sounds like. What I want you to do in that moment is I want you to pick a sound. Now this could be a song, it could be a sound, just a general sound like the waves, or if your dream is to travel, it could be the sound of the jungle, or like myself, with these wellness centres that I want to help and put out there, there's a song that's always playing. It's Ocean Colour Scene Riverboat song, for those of you that want to know, and just focus on that sound and make a conscious thought of hearing that sound in your dream. Now, what I want you to do at that point, after, like say, take 10-15 minutes, is start to use some closed words. So if we look right at the back at the top of the visualization, my goal is to have these wellness centres and to be able to be free to travel and really put this out into the mainstream, into the public and into schools. So my closed words really are freedom and philanthropy, because they're the two fundamentals of the goal that I want to achieve. So once I've visualised my goal, I've lived in it for a moment in my dream, I've identified what it feels like in my heart, I've identified what it looks like, I've soaked in the sounds of what it sounds like, and I've associated a song or a sound or a vibration with it. I then use my closed words and I anchor it into physical reality. Now, anchoring it in is making a small physical anchor to start to make your brain perceive it as being a true reality, as opposed to in your dreams. Now, this could be something as simple as putting your finger and your thumb together like that. So in the dream state, I've done all those visualizations. I've got my song, Ocean Colour Scene Riverboat song, and I do my anchor and I do my closed words, and I just say philanthropy and freedom, and that's it. And that's that positive reinforcement. And this also comes along with a technique called NPL, or neurological reprogramming technique. Okay, so this really works. This is something that, done on a daily basis, you can really start to see your dreams will start to become a reality. And like I say, there's a lot of people that don't relate to the hypnosis and all the other side of things, but nothing could be more important than focusing on yourself and your own dreams and your own happiness. So this little 15-minute exercise, you could call it a hypnosis, meditation or whatever, but generally all it is really just an opportunity for you to have that mindfulness for yourself on a daily basis. Now what can possibly be more important than that? Now the flip side of this is something that you can carry on to into your everyday life. So I look at things like carrying it on to my morning routine. So as well as setting an intention in the evening, you could also try and adopt the intention that you're going to carry these instincts and you're going to carry this creative visualization into the morning. So my morning routine is to take a 5-second rule when I wake up in the morning. So when we wake up, especially on a Monday that's coming tomorrow, we've all got that little bit of sluggishness and we want to snooze the alarm and we don't really want to get out of bed and we dibble and dabble. Those first few waking moments are your prime opportunity. Your brain is in the most receptive state for you to really have a positive influence on your perception of yourself, others' perception of yourself, and what you hope to achieve. So I adopt the 5-second rule. So simply, when your alarm goes off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get out of bed, and just get out and get on with the day. Now from there, I always take the opportunity to. I'm going to use the word meditate. No, but there's a lot of people that won't connect with that word and start to think meditate, all this spiritual mamby-pamby and everything like this. So we're going to use a different word. I take 15 minutes to myself for my own mental health and my own state of mind. Now this is 15 minutes. I sometimes do this. I go to the gym early in the mornings, and luckily enough, I'm the only crazy guy that goes into the sauna at that time in the morning, so that's always quiet. But you could do it in your bed, you could do it getting up and sitting on the sofa. Where you do it isn't really that important, but it's just saying that I'm going to spend 15 minutes for me, setting my goals for me. And what I do is, in these 15 minutes, the first 5 minutes, now some people struggle with focus, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you can, if you want to, just light a candle and put a candle in front of you so that you've got something to concentrate on. Now those first 5 minutes, I'm not asking anyone to get into any spiritual meditation or to profess to being really deep and meaningful with anything. What I'm just asking you to do in those first 5 minutes is just to relax and allow your mind to wander. Now so many meditation videos and so many self-help videos talk about you clearing your mind and you achieving that clarity, and you think of, like, when people talk of Buddha, you think of like this super meditator state where you're able to shut off all of your mind from wandering and everything like that. The reality of day-to-day life is completely different to that, and the reality of this morning routine doesn't involve you to be spiritual at all, doesn't involve you to have to profess to be in some spiritual, magnificent person that's able to clear all their thoughts, because that doesn't happen. You get up in the morning and you've got to do the kids' breakfast, you've got to get to work on time, that you've got that course to do this evening, what am I going to do for tea, and did I pay this bill and this bill? We have so many more brain thoughts going through our heads than the spiritual people that try and connect and tell you all this. So what I want you to do, that's the first 5 minutes. You can either just close your eyes or you can concentrate on a candle, and just for those 5 minutes, just allow whatever thought comes up to come up. It's letting your mind expand. It's like a sponge. It's like when you wake up in the morning, your brain is this wet sponge with all of these thoughts and things that you need to do every day. In order for us to get to the the flow of creating our own reality, we need to let these out. So what we need to do, it's like squeezing a sponge, and all the water drops out of the sponge. That's what we're going to do with all these thoughts and feelings. For that first 5 minutes, we'll simply do is just let my mind wander. If I want to think about, I've got that bill to pay at the end of the month, or I'm meant to be doing this at work today, or this person's that, or this thing, that thing, I just allow them all to collect and all to come out, until after about 5 minutes or so, you'll start to notice that pretty much your mind has started to clear of everything. Now, it doesn't matter about the period of time. The first few times that you do this, it might take 10 minutes. It might take 12 to 15 minutes. It doesn't matter, but just allow yourself, because I guarantee over time it will reduce and reduce and reduce, because what you're doing is you're setting the intention for clearing your mind without even realising it. So just take that 5-10 minutes, allow your mind to just be, just be, and then once your mind is cleared, once you're at the point where you don't feel all of these thoughts and worrying about getting to work on time and everything creeping in, just create yourself a definite purpose for the day. So give yourself an intention. So last night, earlier in the video we talked about the dreams and how to set your dream in as a reality in the night time. In the morning time, we reinforce that. So we set a definite intention. So in the top of my video, I talked about my dream to be able to have the financial freedom to do these videos full time, to do self-help full time, and to really start to levy in and communicate with lots of different people to get to a point where we will have wellness centres as common as leisure centres, really, and health and well-being, mental health and well-being, and positive thinking will be taught in schools. So if I think of an intention about that, one of my intentions is that I need financial freedom. So one of my intentions would be my intention is I will have X amount of pounds, whatever that value may be. And after setting an intention, say to yourself, what are you going to give in return? So my intention is to have X amount of money in order to give me financial freedom. In return, I will use my time, devote my time to making mental health, whatever label you want to call it, health and well-being, spirituality, however you want to label it up, but making it my mission in return to do as many videos as I can and get out and speak to as many people as I can to try and get this positive mind frame and this positive way of life into the mainstream. And then set yourself a timeline. So set an intention, set what you're going to do in return, and set a timeline. So I'm going to have X amount of money, and in return I'm going to focus on developing wellness centres and promoting videos and trying to help as many people as possible, and I'm going to achieve this by 2022. Those are my intentions. So your intentions could be that you want to attract a better relationship, and what you are going to give in return. What you're going to give in return is you're going to give the type of love and affection that you would want to receive back. And timeline, I'm going to meet this person by 2023. So you can, whatever your goal or intention is, you can use this as a tool, as a blueprint. Now what I want you to do from there is really, again, the whole principle of creative visualization is about making that transition between your thoughts and your dreams and the reality, and bringing the two closer together in alignment. So again, like with the night time where we do the physical anchor, there's a little bit of physical work that we need to do in the morning time. Now this is something that you may feel a little bit silly doing in the first few times that you do it. I did, and no doubt it's something that after a couple of times I thought, you know what, this is actually working, so I'm going to stick at it. Doesn't really matter if you feel silly or not, because the only person that is going to be seeing you is you. You can go put yourself in the bathroom or wherever and do this, but I want you to find a mirror, and then I want you to repeat these visualization intention, what you're going to give in return, and the timeline, I want you to repeat that in the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes, because it's really locking in your belief. It's saying that I've said it as a dream, I've set it as a goal, as a dream last night, I've set it as a goal and a vision in the morning, and I'm going to lock this in and I'm going to make it real, I'm going to make it physical by saying it out loud and saying it to myself. Because have you ever noticed the only person that you find it the most difficult to be dishonest with is yourself? If you ever try and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself a lie, it's the most difficult thing to do. So it's just setting that intention. So give it a go. It's not going to be something that's going to come easy to most people, and there'll be some people thinking, oh God, no, I don't know if how I feel about that, or this is a bit mumbo jumbo. But just try it. We're moving away from calling it spirituality. We're just calling it working on our own happiness, working on our own mental health. And then lastly, my last little bit I want to talk about today is what I call fork thinking, for want of a better word. So we're going to get down and we're going to do some forking today. Now, fork thinking, or forking around, however you want to call it, is about a deliberate mindset and about looking at the things that happen to you in life. So when it comes to any event in your life, or any thought, any event, any physical thing that happens to you in your mind or in reality in your life, it really comes down to two really simple things. Now, number one, I can approach this, or I can think about this in a way that makes me feel worse. Or number two, I can choose to think about this in a way that makes me feel better. Now, whatever the scenario is, whatever you've got going on in your life, kids are being a pain in the arse, they're getting in trouble at school, or your job's stressing you out, or you're not sure whether you're going to have a job, or maybe you're looking for a job. It doesn't matter the size and magnitude of the event that's going on in your life. Realistically, past, present and future doesn't really matter. It all boils down into two thoughts. I can either think about this in a way that makes me feel a little bit worse, or two, I can think about this in a way that makes me feel a little bit better. And what I want you to do is just set the time each day, take 15 seconds and take a subject that you would normally think negative about, and for 15 seconds think nothing but positive. So let's use that as an example. What is something that everyone can relate to at the moment? Brexit. Okay, Brexit is something that everyone is talking about at the moment and has so much negative traction about it. So when you think of Brexit, you might think of uncertainty, you might think annoying, you might think Boris Johnson's a W, or the other guy's a W, or they're all liars, or this, I don't believe in it, or I do believe in it, and you can create so many negative thoughts that actually you can get yourself into such a negative state where people are writing about this whole event that really boils down to one or two things. You have no control over it. It's just an opportunity to think about things that in a way that make you feel a little bit worse, or a way that things make you feel a little better. So let's use that example with Brexit. Instead of thinking annoying, I could think not relevant to me. Instead of thinking it's going to change, it's going to make everything worse, I'll spend 15 things that doesn't really affect me. We don't know what's going to happen. All these people are lying to us. It doesn't affect me. My life will continue to be as is. And it's about that, setting that positive intention, setting that positive vibration to overall set your day for feel good or bad. Could work for a different subject. So you could be worried about money. So you could be thinking about money, and you could think, oh damn, I don't know if I've got enough money to pay the bills. I don't know if I've got enough money I really want to go on holiday, or I really start to think about Christmas, or blah, 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 the car's going to have an MOT. If money's one of your problems at the moment, just spend that time, 15 second slots, about thinking it more positively. So money. I have more money than some. I have a lot more money than some people in the world. Money doesn't have an effect on my happiness. I'm looking forward to getting more money. I'm looking forward to the challenge of money. Money is like an ocean. It comes and goes. As long as I've got enough to come in, to go out, it really doesn't have an effect on my happiness. I know all those are the little ideas and the little thought processes that you can do to start to relieve that weight of stress that we naturally put on ourselves in our everyday life. And it doesn't matter whether you're a spiritual person, scientific Joe, whatever type of person or label you fall into, whether you think that these spiritual videos that I'm doing are a whole load of mumble jumbo, that's absolutely fine, because what I can guarantee you is, even without taking that on board, if you follow this little routine to work on your own self and your own happiness and your own mental health, I can guarantee that over the coming days, weeks and months, your life will start to look a lot better, and you will start to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And you know what? If that's the worst that can happen out of it, then it's got to be worth giving it a go, isn't it? Now, I do really hope that this is something that you've all connected with today. I do hope that you give it a go, and I really do want to try and get some communication going and really get people's feedback on how this is working for them. So it is an open platform. You can connect with me across any of the social medias. If you just search Ben Hunter Starseed across any of the social medias, you will find me on there, and as well as on the YouTube channel Ben Hunter Starseed. Likewise, I am doing some personal consultations at the moment as well around the personal 24-hour and 7-day manifestation plan, which is a 1-hour consultation that at the end of it I give you a personalised plan that fits around your life, so you can make your mental health and your thoughtfulness and your mindfulness fit around your life. We can do a consultation, and then I can give you a tailor-made plan, 7-day and 24-hour plan based on that. So if you wanted to get involved in that, send me a message on any of the social medias and on the Facebook page, and I can talk to you a little bit more about that. But for now, I want you to thank you all for watching on this Sunday, and I just want to say, give it a go, get involved, let's have some interaction. Send me a message, let me know how it's going. If let me know what your thoughts and goals are. Let's start to make this real, and let's start to share in this positivity together. But for now, I just want to say thank you for watching. Happy Sunday. Peace. Namaste.